welcome to Odense for finals day at the Yonex Denmark Open, event number 9 of the 12 tournament Odense BWF Series. Not only event 9, but also one of the 5 premier tournaments, because this year an even higher tier has been created with 5 of the 12 Super Series events promoted to premier status. And as you can see, the 8 tournaments that have been played so far, and as far as Premier is concerned, this is of 5. We're looking at the order of play, and we're starting with an all-Chinese women's singles defending Danish Open champion Wang Yihan up against Wang Xin. Their mixed doubles and the 2-time former champions, the home favourites of Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen. They're up against Zhu Jin, the All-England champions from China. Then an all-Chinese women's doubles, a repeat of the World Championship final earlier this year. Wang Yihan, the #1 seeds, against the #2 seeds Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei. Then men's doubles and the 4-time Kai Yun and Fu Haifeng up against Jung Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae of Korea, in a repeat of the World Championship final from 2 years ago. The last of our 5 finals is the world #1 Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia, who's out for revenge against Chen Long, the #1 China, because Chen Long beat Lee Chong-wei in the final of the last Super Series event prior to this Denmark Open. Well, here's the list of the top speeds of smashes throughout the tournament, and it's headed up by Zhu Chen in the quarter-final of the mixed doubles. He hit a smash at 2. It's interesting to me that all the men's top 5 smashes are doubles players, whereas the women, headed up by Camilla Rota-Yul, who's a doubles. But there are a couple of singles players in there as well, in the form of Wang Yihan and Tina Baun. Well, I'm along former England head coach Ian Wright, and we've had super play all week. And as I was going down the list of 5 this afternoon, I was saying world champions here, world champions there, repeat of World Championship finals. This is the best of the best here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some great matches coming up today. These are matches, some of these matches we've seen before, and we know what to expect a little bit. As you say, it's badminton of the highest order.
And part of that, of course, is the fact that the premier status has come in this year, and that means that the world are contracted. They have to support these events. Yeah, it's been a great innovation from BWF. That's what the badminton public want to see. They want players playing more tournaments and playing against each other more often, more regularly. And that's what will raise the profile of this sport. And we're going to get a great example of it here today. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're looking at the current world champion, the defending champion here at the... appearing in her 3rd consecutive final, because not only did she win last year, she reached the final in 2009 with Mark's own Tina Baun. So for Wang Xin, the left-hander, making her 1st ever appearance here at the Denmark. For Wang Yihan, this her 4th time supporting this event. Wang Yihan, the #1 seed, the reigning world champion, against the former world Wang Xin. It really is very highest quality by all the players we've seen this week, but I think that Wang Yihan, to me, has been one of the outstanding. Seeded 1, world ranking of 1, regained that world #1 status once again on the 18th of August earlier this year, because she had spent almost a year at world #1 between October 2009 and September 2010. Now, looking at her, to have a struggle in the 2nd round against the qualifier from Hong Kong. She was then given a walkover in the quarter-final by her teammate, the #5 seed Yang Zhao. We still haven't got to the bottom of what her injury woes were, but unable to compete. And then in the semi-final against the champion Ratchanok of Thailand. Well, she really gave a demonstration in that. Now to the 25-year-old left-hander, the number 3 seed. And she too was world number 1 at one stage in September last year. Spent 10 weeks as world number 1. A silver medal and a bronze medal from World Championships. Silver last year, bronze this year. And she's won all of her matches in 2 straight games in semi-final against another former world number 1 from China, Wang Yihan. And of course, China at the moment in the current world rankings 1, 2 and 3 in the women's singles. And if they were to remain that way at the end of the qualifying period, then all 3 players would qualify for the Olympic Games. So our umpire and service judge from France and Germany.
On my right, Wang Xin, China. And on my left, Wang Yihan, China. Level, play.
So the number 3 seed, the left-handed Wang Xin, up against the here at the Yonex Denmark Open, Wang Yihan. Well, this actually is between these 2 players. In the previous 5, Wang Yihan has won all of them. It's a little ominous for the left-hander.
It is, yes. I think Wang Yihan's got a very against Wang Xin. She likes to put pace on down the sides of the court, use the quick clears and the straight attacking shots, and with the short stature of difficult for her, poses her a lot of problems.
Yeah, in fact, they've only gone the full distance, gone to 3 games once in those previous 5. Wang Yihan really has been in tremendous form this year. This is her 7th final of the year. She's already won 5 titles.
Yeah, missed it, but that's a sign of the tactics to come, I think. That quick push into the rear court to make Wang Xin late and take it on the backhand side. And then the straight attack. I think that's a tactic we'll see quite a lot of in this match.
Thought for a moment she'd missed it, but it hit the top of the tape and went over.
Yeah, good rally. Both players trying to force the opponent to take the court. Trying to create space in the front court.
I did think in the early stages of that rally, is anybody going to hit a downward shot? All clear, 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 but they were attacking clears. They were very positive clears to the back of the court.
We see one of the great strengths of Wang Yihan. Very quick into the net, takes the shuttle very early. She's right in the rear court, but look at this, rack it up early. Very quick forward movements.
Of course, 3 Chinese players in the semi-final. You know, there's me talking about the fact that this lady, the left-hander, has been former world number 1. Wang Yihan, the player she beat in the semi-final, has been world #1. What is it about the Chinese players that makes them so good in comparison to players in the rest of the world?
I think there is an issue of quantity of players, and also, as we see in a lot of other sports, once a country gets into a dominant position, then the system almost runs itself, because the young players, they get to spar with the top players, and you get almost like a production line of players. And the Chinese female team is so at the moment. Lots of players coming through, lots of players better than them, so they spar and they're always playing with better players than themselves, and they just keep bringing them.
Success breeds success to a large extent.
Absolutely. We were talking about it. There are some good young players coming through from other countries at the moment, but they have to go out and play a lot of tournament practice. And you know, the Chinese young players, they actually got that practice at home, which is a great advantage.
Yeah. This has been a good start by Wang Xin. Oh, indecision.
Oh,
goodness gracious.
Great reaction.
How did she recover from that? That's extraordinary.
You can see it here, she's forced into the defensive lift. Wang Xin goes for the body, thinks she's won it, but no, great reactions from Wang Yihan. And finishes with the nice precision down the line.
Had to be purely instinctive.
Yeah, yeah, good reactions. Oh, that's good. Using the left hand to good effect. Wang Yihan just guilty of pushing a little bit too flat up the forehand side. Here we'll see it. That's a flat push. Good interception. And then the follow-up cross court.
Overdone it, just wide.
Yeah, good rally again. Both are playing at a very high level already in this match.
Wang Yihan, the younger of the two players on court, 23 years of age, born in Shanghai. Her opponent's going to be turning 20. And that actually is something that's quite extraordinary. Wang Xin, already 25 years of age, but she's only been on the tour for 2 years.
Yeah, it's unusual for the Chinese players. Normally come out on the tour quite young. Wang Xin had to wait for her opportunity.
Yes, very interesting background. As she joined the National Training Centre when she was 17 or 18. Only lasted 2 months before she picked up a very serious back to her provincial team to train and practice. And then it was only in the middle of last year that she got invited back into the national training and started getting trips abroad. And as soon as she started trips abroad, she started winning. First 2 tournaments she played, in the final of both, winning one of them. So really did burst back onto the world scene.
Service over. 9.
See the knee strap in there on Wang Yihan.
Yeah, hurt her knee in the China League matches, I understand, this year because of it.
11-9.
Yes, there was some panic with that injury, wasn't there? They were very worried. They'd already lost 1 or 2 players over the last 12 months. They whisked her straight back to Beijing for tests overnight.
Yeah, the most notable player injury, of course, former world champion Wang Lin. First tournament after winning the World Championships in Paris. Ruptured her anterior cruciate ligament. Oh, good judgment. Just wide.
8-9.
Yeah, knees do take a battering in badminton.
Wang Xin trying to punch deep into the rear corners, keep Wang Yihan off that net position. Just missed that time, but it's a good tactic. It's worked well for us so far in this game. And we'll see it again.
Oh, I thought that was going out.
Yeah, good work from Wang Xin. 4-5 clears and then putting the slow drop in. Keeping Wang Yihan guessing, keeping her off balance, not giving her time on the shuttle. Going for a very tight net switch, but you see how late she's had to take that.
It's the number 3 seed, Wang Xin, who has a 3-point advantage at the mid-game interval. And of course, because 2 Chinese players playing against each other in today's women's singles final, the coaching staff just leaving the players to their own devices.
I had the feeling Wang Yihan was looking around to the coaching chair then, just out of habit, I think. Still looking in that direction.
Well, this is interesting. Wang Yihan wanted the shuttle changed, and Wang Xin saying no.
8. Play.
Was going on even amongst teammates. That is delightful. Wonderful shot from Wang Xin.
Again, she's quite short in stature, but that's a very good angle, using slice to create the angle because she hasn't got the height. It's a very good shot.
Oh, well, it's what you call precision play. The luck of the net cord.
Yeah, lucky net cord, but well-constructed point. Look, the cross clear. And the straight drop, making the court big for Wang Yihan. A little bit of luck on the net cord, but tactically very good.
Well, using her height and her reach.
Yeah, and there we see, created the opportunity by being so early on the net, forcing Wang Xin into the defensive lift. That gave her the time this time to get behind the shuttle and use her attacking shots.
fast drop from Wang Yihan to the centre of the court, basically, giving no angle to her opponent and trying to create something out of nothing, and therefore made the error.
Yeah, she was taken by surprise by that. I'm not sure Wang Yihan did it deliberately.
Well, the umpire just saying to Wang Yihan, she's taking too long in between rallies. She does wear this back, and I think it's more of a habit than anything. She's always sort of trying to readjust it and perhaps make it a little bit tighter. Yeah. Control of the front of the court from Wang Yihan.
Yeah, here we'll see it very early on the net, managing to get the shuttle in behind Wang Xin twice in a row. That's Wang Yihan's game. She hasn't really been able to impose it so far in this game, getting into those positions early at the front of the court. It's wild.
14-11.
You see the idea, she wants to keep Wang Xin pinned in that rear court, but it's just a big swing, really. That's gone well out of the back of the court.
Good rally.
With the same tactic, and it's working well for her. Keeping the pressure on the rear court, creating the space in the front court. It's good play. Oh, nice control.
15-11.
Well, despite being warned already for the amount of time she takes, still take an age in between rallies, Wang Yihan.
16-11.
Yeah, it was out. It's a good call.
Overall. It's a good rally. And good that the Danish fans are getting involved.
Yeah, it's high quality badminton. Okay, Wang Xin pushing and probing the rear court to create the space, but just missing the net shot behind. Oh, it was close.
I think fans don't know which player to support when it's two players playing from the same country, but Danish fans here in you can hear them in the middle of the rally when the player's about to smash. Oh, it was an ambitious attempt at a backhand cross court.
Changed her mind there. She's wanting to come forward, anticipating the drop, and then caught off balance by the flick to the rear court.
And she's fidgeting away. All takes up extra time.
Yeah, she's desperately trying to find that backhand corner of Wang Xin. There she goes again, and she's missed it again.
18-30.
There's 2 errors in the same place. You can see the tactic, but she's just missing the... That's good.
Oh, incredible. Miss-hit defence. But that one's pushed long.
That's good now.
Two points from this opening game for Wang Xin.
Service over.
Yeah, just guilty of forcing this time. Hadn't really got Wang Yihan out of position. She went for it very early in the rally. She's been more patient than that so far. It served her well, her patience. Good work again, reading the fact that Wang Yihan's going to try and push up to that backhand corner. And she's ready. Good interception.
And that means that Wang Xin now has 6 game points. Only needed the one. She's looked very, very impressive in this opening game. Has Wang Xin
21-14.
21-14 in 20 minutes of play. And that's only the second game that Wang Xin has ever won in international competition against Wang Yihan. Well, she was very impressive there, Ian, wasn't she?
She was, yes, and we made a little bit of a joke about it in the break about Wang Yihan looking at the coach's chair, but you know, the coaches will always be interested in these situations. Who deals the best being out there on their own? Who can make their own decisions? Who can change the tactics when they need to? And Tim, who's found a good tactical plan, and she's been able to follow it through, and it'll be interesting to see how Wang Yihan responds to that. Turn it around without the counsel of a coach in the chair. Can she do it on her own? Interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that. They both look a little bit lost, though, without coaches to talk to.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
So the players return to court.
Second game.
Danish fans, let's go China, let's go. Now Wang Xin having won that opening game 21-14. See what the world champion can do in response. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, that's the corner. That's the corner she's been looking for. She couldn't find it from the far end. Maybe she'll have more success from this end.
Ian, you and I were just talking in the break there about as not having coaches, and it's interesting to see how they respond. I have to say that Wang Yihan in Singapore, where she lost relatively early on, she was sitting just behind my commentary position, and she was videoing with her own video camera mates' matches. She was taking notes, writing in her little book, and I actually was very impressed with that she was taking personal responsibility, because so often the players do just look to their coaches.
Yeah, no, it's a good point, and it's nice to hear.
2 love.
Obviously, Chinese travel with a big group of coaches, and there's always coaches available to them when they're playing the foreign players. And it's nice to hear that they're taking a bit of personal responsibility, trying to figure out how to play their own teammates, because, in all honesty, they will probably be the medal matches in the London Olympics next year.
Oh.
That's good. Very good play. Realising Wang Xin was late at the net, not retreating too far. Here we see it. Look, she was moving forward before she'd hit it. Good play. Good aggression.
Yeah, and just picking you've just made, Ian. Of course, medal matches in Olympic Games, whatever controversy or whatever anybody's opinion on recent matches of commitments of certain players when they've been playing against teammates, come Olympic medals up for grab, you can be absolutely certain they'll be everything.
It's a high quality rally again. Good precision from both of them.
Overdone it.
Yeah, she took it early, just overcooked it a little bit.
1-3.
Yes, I'm sure the Chinese girls, there's two big battles. The first battle is who's going to actually get to London, because they're competing against their own compatriots for those places, those limited number of country places. And the second battle, when they're there, I'm sure they see their own teammates as the main rivals for the medals.
Yeah. Oh, that's landed on the line. The umpire making the call.
4-1.
Problem for the line indicated that he was unsighted, because Wang Xin was then between him and the shuttle when it landed, so he couldn't actually see whether it was umpiring.
It was good umpiring. Took his time, thought about it, had a look, felt he'd seen it clearly land in and called it.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, again, she's anticipating that push to the backhand wing, isn't she, Joe?
2-4.
Yihan's maybe guilty of just overplaying that tactic a little bit. She's won a couple of points with it, but Wang Xin was read it this time. Play the attacking shot. It's a bit wild.
3-4.
A little bit off balance here, we can see it, yeah. Just stumbled as she landed.
It's over. 5-3.
Yeah, it was clearly in.
Service over. 4-5.
A couple of errors from Wang Yihan overhead. Don't often see that. She's normally very consistent with those attacking shots from the rear court.
It's interesting, we haven't seen really any big smashes so far in this match. Nets another one. You know, we haven't actually had a smash so far in this final that's over 200 kilometres. And I'm wondering, is it singles tactics that is more about outmanoeuvring an opponent, or why is there any big smashes in this, Ian?
Probably because they know each other's games so well. We've seen a couple of times in the first game when Wang Yihan did hit the big smash like she did there. Reads the direction of it very well and is able to counter with the cross-court block. So that just puts a little bit of doubt into the mind of the attacker.
So they've got to go for angle and precision more than power.
Yeah, this is about precision in this game so far. They're both hitting a good length, mixing it up with the odd drop shot here and there, and then the cuts down to the lines.
Service over.
Quite unusual, though, to see Wang Yihan make as many mistakes as this. 3 overhead mistakes. Got early on the net, got in a good position for the net shot. Clearly a little bit nervous, maybe a little bit surprised by the tactics of Wang Xin. Yeah, gave herself a bit more margin for error there. Hit it 1 metre in, felt it was short enough to... We see it, good net shot, forces the short lift. Good power down the line.
Yeah, I do agree with you, though, Ian, about the number of errors from Wang Yihan, because when you think of the way she was playing yesterday against from Thailand, 21-14, 21-6. I mean, I just thought her level of play was just about 16.
Yeah, there were no errors yesterday, that's for sure.
There's another unforced error there.
Yeah, you're right, she wasn't doing that yesterday. She just kept the pressure on the young Thai girl yesterday the whole time. Just didn't let her in the game. And here, although she's played a lot of the good badminton in the start of, it's only 7-all with the mistakes.
There's another. I think we need to keep an eye on this, Ian. Perhaps we need to start taking a note of how many.
Yeah.
Especially from that forehand corner. I wonder if the knee is actually more of a problem, in that when you go deep in the forehand corner, she's using that right leg much as a plant to steady herself, and I wonder if she's in a bit of pain, whether that's causing the errors.
Possibly. Again, she's made an error of Wang Xin, but she's overcooked it again, pushed it out the back.
Four straight point left-handed Wang Xin.
Yeah, and you have to say Wang Xin, she's playing a very solid game. She's not making mistakes. She's keeping the shuttle in play. She's making her opponent work hard. She's maybe seen that making 1 or 2 mistakes, so she's saying, right, I'm going to keep it going. Let's see what happens. Oh, great reactions. Sure, Wang Xin thought she'd won that point. Manoeuvred Wang Yihan, made her late, managed to get good reactions off the body from Wang Yihan. Here we see it, really late. That's good racket work, very quick racket. Yeah, there, she could have gone anywhere there.
No, missed it.
Just want to say she's making no mistakes. I think that's the first one in this game.
Yeah, you see, curse of the commentator yet again.
Yeah, not far, not much in it, but she was disappointed.
That's delightful.
11-9.
Lovely control and disguise from Wang Xin. And she has the advantage at the mid-game interval.
Pick up some pom-pom sticks at the Yonex stall at the entrance.
Look at that.
Yeah, nice touch. The key is that she gets there early, though. That gives her the option. Adjusting an ankle strap there. Actually taking the strapping off. I'm not sure she's got time to re-strap, but it looks as though that's what she's going for.
20 seconds.
Wow, this is absolutely extraordinary. The umpire's saying, no, you've got to come. No, she hasn't got time to re-strap.
No, that was strange.
Yeah, she must know the rules.
Yeah.
Just for us. I mean, you've got to be back on court.
Right, yeah, you've got that 1 minute break in the middle of the game, and you've got to be back on court. So it was strapping on that she took the existing strapping off, or the other option would have been to put some strapping over the top of the existing strapping,
Yes, yeah.
which would have been quicker, obviously.
But what if she called a medical timeout?
No, she can't have treatment. They can come on and assess the injury and whether there's any harm in continuing. She take treatment and get a strapping. Unless it's a blood injury, of course.
Oh, it's landed in.
Good length, good control. She was under pressure, went for the higher clear to give herself time to get back into court. And the height.
Yeah, it's perfect length on that. Plumb on the line.
Again, you called it right, Jill. Another mistake from that forehand rear court corner. And yesterday she was so solid from there.
To me, she doesn't look as if she's really getting behind the shuttle deep in that forehand side.
Of course, today she's playing a left-hander. It was a right-hander yesterday. It just changed the angles a little bit. Maybe breaks your timing slightly. But a player of her experience, you wouldn't expect her to make this many mistakes.
And I think the defending champion, Wang Yihan, I think that's probably something she should... Net area is something she does very well indeed.
Yes, and Wang Xin doesn't take the shuttle as early in the forecourt, so Wang Yihan would expect to have an advantage there.
Service over.
So often I see Wang Yihan, when it's driven down her backhand side, she tries to play what we call the round the head shot. Could have been playing that with a backhand action. That is phenomenal. A shot.
Yeah, it's a lovely angle, but again, Wang Yihan a little bit predictable, pushing up that side, and Wang Xin's read it, got into position early. Angle. As I say, she's not that tall, but she just cuts across the shuttle and manages to get the shuttle down very early in the court.
12-15. Service over. 16-12.
Yeah, another error.
Yeah, but again, Wang Xin's read it very early. Wang Yihan, even from cross, trying to go to that deep backhand corner. And she really needs to change that tactic because it's not working for her.
That's the way. What a difference when you get behind the shuttle. Deep in that forehand corner. Good footwork.
16.
Yeah, it uses her height well here. That's a little bit too flat. Cuts it down. Nice shot.
Yeah, there's the pressure from the front of the court.
That's where Wang Yihan's at her best, I think. I always think when she's quick coming forward there, cut the shuttle down, took the chance, brought her base forward. Good aggression.
Yeah, certainly no problem with her movement coming forward. Perhaps my theory about the knee injury may not be the problem.
We've seen her fiddling quite a lot with the back support. Just wonder if maybe there's some stiffness in the back, because it would be the movements going back in the court that
Yeah.
would feel that the most. Coming forward wouldn't be as big a problem. Not the best serve. It's flat and short, and Wang Xin kept her cool, didn't try and hit it too hard, and she found the line. Good control.
Yeah, there's a power smash.
Yeah, and yesterday, that flat smash straight down the line.
It's a good rally. Oh, it's just wide. And Wang Yihan raises her fist in the air because she's back level.
24.
Noticeable increase in tempo in that rally. Wang Yihan really pushing hard. No, it's now or never for her. Trying to step up a little bit. Again, she's playing with that back support.
Oh, that's landed in. That's a misjudgment from Wang Xin.
That was well in.
17.
Well, you called the head-to-head at the beginning of the match, Jill. Just wonder whether that's in Wang Xin's mind a little bit. She's created a good opportunity to win this match, but she's thinking about now rather than just focusing on the next point.
It's a great smash. That really is fantastic. And you're right about the tempo. Gone up a gear. Wang Yihan.
Yeah, she gets behind this quickly, and that's that power smash down the line that I thought we would have seen more of. But it's been effective for her in the last few points.
2 points away from taking this second game and sending it to a decider. Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Well, the attempted kill from Wang Yihan bounced off the top of the tape, and that gave Wang Xin the opportunity to defend it.
Great awareness there from Wang Xin. She hadn't given up. Many people would have turned away there, but no, she was still looking for the shuttle. Got a reward.
18. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Put your point in about shuttle early. Once you've taken it early, you've got the options. And here, could have flicked it to the back, chose to play the little block just over the net. It's 2 game points for the defending champion, Wang Yihan. Oh, it's just long. Another error. And a game point has gone a-begging. Lovely. Back level. Calm in a crisis. Wang Xin.
Yeah, this is good. She drives the net there and then uses the space in the front court. Good lucid thinking and a big point.
Well, we will require extra points until it's a clear 2-point winning margin.
From Wang Xin, she hit a good length there, kept Wang Yihan back in the court. You could see Wang Yihan wanted to be aggressive, but the length was too good, and eventually.
So having just saved 2 game points, now Wang Xin has a match point.
Good early net again. Good play. Went down the line. Here we see it. And gets in quickly behind it. Great control at the net.
Breathing heavy.
Well, tried to be aggressive in the front court. She got in quickly, went for the aggressive option, but Wang Xin's so nimble, so quick around the court. Good reactions off her body.
So now for the number 3 seed, Wang Xin, a second match point opportunity. What a miss hit. And this time she takes it. Delight for Wang. records her first ever victory over the current world champion, Wang Yihan.
Match won by Wang Xin, 21-14, 23-21.
Well, 48 minutes of badminton of the very highest quality. Well, it was quite noticeable in the latter stages of that second game. Wang Yihan desperately trying to up the pace, up the tempo.
In a moment.
But perhaps she a little too late. There's confirmation of the score, 21-14, 23-21 in 48 minutes, and sheer delight for we will have the prize presentation coming up in just a moment, but Ian just reflecting on that game. I suppose in those early stages, certainly the opening game, simply too many errors from one.
Yes, I think she was caught a little bit by surprise by Wang Xin's tactics. Wang Xin persisted with rear court, kept Wang Yihan off the net position. And in the second game, Wang Yihan started making so many errors that Wang Xin went a little bit passive. She felt she'd just got to keep the shuttle on the court. And then suddenly Wang realised she'd got to do something, got all aggressive, and then it was difficult for Wang Xin to turn it round again and put the pace back in. So a little bit of a nervy end to the second players, I felt.
Still did see some glorious shots. The racket head control, look at that relaxed, lovely hitting motion.
We are now ready for the women's singles prize ceremony. Ladies, please welcome the Yonex Denmark Open 2011 medalists. Runner-up.
So the finalists are to step forwards for the prize presentation. For Wang Xin, her third title of the year, her second Super Series of the year. Of course, she won in Singapore, beating Denmark's own Tina Bowen in the final. Malaysian Grand Prix.
Wang Yihan.
Well, seventh final of the year, but only the second time. Settled for second best.
The winner of the Yonex Denmark Open 2011 with the final score of 21-14, 23-21 from China, Wang Xin.
Wang Xin, in her very first appearance here at the Denmark Open, wins the singles.
By the president of International, Ben Yoneyama.
So Mr. Ben Yoneyama, president of Yonex, presents the trophy.
The checks
And the medals.
are presented by the president of Badminton Denmark, Peter Jensen. The checks
Peter Jensen, president of Badminton Denmark,
Peter Jensen.
presents the winner's check. This premier status event, $30,000 for the winner.
The memorabilia and flowers are presented by the mayor of the city
assistants there to the presentation party, dressed in costume. From Hans Christian Andersen, of course, the famous writer and poet from the city of Odense. It really emphasises the height difference between the two players, doesn't it? Well, a terrific final.
We are now having an interview with the player.
I think we're going to get a word with our champion here, Wang Xin of China.
Congratulations. How does it feel to win this victory?
恭喜你，王鑫。在这儿拿到冠军，你感觉如何？
感觉非常好，因为自己第一次来丹麦打比赛就能够拿到冠军，还是很开心吧。然后也谢谢这么多丹麦热情的球迷吧。
I'm very happy to be here. This is my first time, and luckily I win the title, and all support.
Thank you very much.
Very nicely said from Wang Xin. So, of course, that is just the first of our 5 finals this afternoon. Just to remind you, we've got mixed doubles coming up, then women's doubles, men's doubles, and then men's singles will be the last of our 5 finals this afternoon.